Hi everyone, today we're continuing trying things from the workbook 89 Things to Try Out, and we are going to look into the category Earn and try practice number 13, Budget, Budget, Budget. I was never taught how to save money or budget, and I've made a lot of mistakes, but eventually I came up with a system that I used both here in Europe and also when I lived in China, and it worked for me in both situations. Also, I would like to say that my income was very different, so it worked well for me both on a low income and on average or above average income. So first, let's talk about expenses. What I would suggest anyone to do is to collect information about your spendings. Try to track all of your expenses for a month, or if it's too difficult for you, at least for a week. I use the app called Money Lover. It's free. I have Android phone, but there are so many apps out there that you can use. You can use any of those, or if it's easier for you, just write things down on a piece of paper or in notes in your phone. What I like about this app and all the other similar apps as well is that it splits, or it allows you to split your expenses into the categories, because these are very important numbers that we're going to use later. The next thing that you need to do after you get all of your numbers is to think if all the expenses are really necessary. So you need to cut all the unnecessary expenses off.
Let's have a look at the example. Let's imagine our monthly income is 1,000. And after we've tracked our expenses for a month, we figured out that we are spending 350 on rent, 100 on transportation, 300 on food, 50 on our pet, 50 on our hobby, 100 on clothes, and 50 on makeup monthly. Again, this is just an example. Your personal spending categories can look different. Rent is unlikely to change unless we move, transportation as well, unless we're not using our own vehicle or public transportation and we are spending a lot of money on taxis. Let's have a look at the food. I'm 100% sure not all of us are eating very healthy every day. So let's imagine we are spending 200 on groceries and 100 on pizza delivery and different junk food. So this is exactly that amount of money that we can cut off. We're not going to save any money on our pet or hobby. We need something that makes us happy. Clothes. Do we really need to buy clothes every month? So let's imagine we do. First, it's very wasteful in terms of money, in terms of environment as well. So let's do the following. We are going to save 25 every month and buy clothes every 3 or 4 months. So then our 100 becomes 25 per month. Same with makeup. I'm not really sure anyone needs 50 a month for makeup. And let's say this, our imaginary person, is doing that. So we are going to cut it off and instead create a new category and call it extra. And we are going to put 15 a month for our extra expenses that include makeup. So if we count all of it together, turns out that we have 160 of free money that we can save monthly.
So at the end, you get two numbers. One is your free money, money that you can save. Another one is your monthly budget that you would have to stick to. If it is too hard for you to keep track of all of your expenses and your budget for a month, try to separate that monthly budget into weeks and keep it a weekly budget. I have a friend who even does a daily budget, but for me personally, it would be just too much work. For example, your budget on any of the categories is 100 and you split that into 4 weeks, so which makes it 25 per week. Another thing that I would suggest anyone to do, and actually not me, all the financial advisors out there, is to save money for the rainy day. I prefer the theory when you need to save 3 to 6 months of your monthly salaries or the money that you are spending monthly, because we assume that if something happens, then 3 to 6 months is going to be quite enough amount of time to figure things out. I was quite skeptical about this practice, and I was always thinking, okay, let me save for my new laptop first or start saving for my master degree finally. And well, what can happen, right? Now it's April 2020 and nobody knew that this situation is going to happen and we're going to be locked down at home and a lot of people would lose their jobs. And well, this is why you need your rainy day money. You've saved your rainy day money. You have your budget, you're sticking to it, and you still have your free money that you're supposed to save. How do you know what to save for? Let's have a look at your goals.
After figuring out our budget, we have left with 160 of so-called free money that we can save or spend on something additional. If you have a very clear saving goal, for example, you're saving to buy a new laptop, or you're saving for a course, some studies, or to buy an apartment, or whatever else, well, you know what to do. What if you do not really have a clear saving goal and you're afraid that you would just spend this money on something unnecessary if you don't come up with a plan? What helped me in this situation is asking myself question, what do I want to be or what do I want to do? Let's say you want to be healthy, you want to become a more creative person, you want to be good at your job, and also you would like to travel. Let's list all of those points here. Is there something that you would like to invest in to be more healthy? For example, for a very long time you wanted to go to gym and now you don't have any specific saving goal, so let's say your gym costs 50 per month for your gym. What about being creative? Well, you always wanted to do something, you always wanted to draw or to do some DIY crafts. So how about spending 10 for art supplies? Also, there was this very nice design course that costs 100, but you're not sure that you want to take it this month. So how about you save up 20 every month to get the course eventually? You want to be good at your job. There are so many things that you can do to reach this goal, but how about that professional development course that you saw? So this is your saving goal, small saving goal, which matches your personal goal, which is being good at your job. You would like to travel, so all the rest of the money, which is 50, you're saving up to spend for your traveling experience. If you're following this plan, again, unless you have a very specific big saving goal, this plan would allow you to spend money or save money for things that are actually important to you. Not because everybody has it, not because everybody needs it, but because it matches your goals and it matches your image of the happy life.
So, we've talked about the expenses already. What if we try to look at the situation from another side? Let's look at the income. If your income, your amount of income, is not covering all of your desired expenses or your expenses at the moment, then you would need to look for ways of increasing the amount of your income. When I was a student, I was not very confident in my abilities to find an extra job. So, what I did, I've tried to figure out what I actually can do. So, I tried to list all of the things that I can do, that I'm able to do, that I'm good at. And after that, I would try to look for jobs that would fit my talents. For example, you speak a language, you speak a foreign language, or you speak your own language very well. There are plenty of jobs for you out there. There are a lot of students who are looking for tutors, a lot of companies that are looking for translators. If you have a full time job, a good way of getting an extra income would be talking to your boss. Trust me, your boss would be happier for you to earn money within the company rather than go and look for something outside. So if you have a good relationship with your boss, you need to try it out. Just come to your boss and ask him or her if there is any job within the company that needs to be done and be ready to do it. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any feedback for us, let us know in the comment section down below and also share your experience. Do you have any good system to budget? Please use the hashtag ThingsWeTry and share your story with us. Thank you and see you next time.